All right, we are live right now. I decided to do this spontaneously because I've been following all of the excitement about all the Coachella lineups and whatnot, the speculation and everything. And I wanted to look at it first with everyone here and kind of share my thoughts. And if people are searching for the lineup and looking for anything, any thoughts from a music person like myself, that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to wait for a couple people to get in, and then we'll just get started and talk about the lineup. I honestly have just seen the headliners. I haven't even looked at the undercard yet. So I'm excited to look at this. I'm trying to find a bigger, picture of it so I can look at it more easily. Here we go. All right, so I have one right here. So, all right, so let's look at this because I'm actually debating going to Coachella this year. But let me look at this lineup first and make sure I'm not absolutely crazy. So let's go day by day, and I'm honestly I haven't really seen any of the names, so let's just go into it and see what this looks like. Why can't I make this bigger? I'm trying to hold on. Let me just go here real quick. I just want to make a bigger picture for myself to look. So obviously, okay, the first headliner is Frank Ocean. That's not true. I'm drunk. The first headliner is Rage Against the Machine, and that's very exciting because, as we all know, Rage is reuniting this year, and it's going to be this big thing that everyone freaks out about because they haven't played a show in a very long time. Arguably, this is a great time for them to reunite based on what the band's about. So I'm excited to see them, whether it's here or at one of the smaller shows they're doing. I know they announced they're doing Phoenix. They're doing Las Cruces, New Mexico, and then, of course, Coachella. And I think there might be one more that I'm missing. But, all right, let's look at this lineup. So Rage is going to be amazing. I mean, Rage is one of the biggest draws for this entire lineup, without a doubt. I'm looking at the first day, which is Friday. Calvin Harris, I personally don't really care about. I know some people will be very excited about that. Run the Jewels is a huge name. As we know, Run the Jewels is dropping RTJ4 this year. I'm assuming it's going to be before this festival. I'm fighting to just throw out a speculation. I'm going to say that Run the Jewels 4 will come out in February, giving us enough time to kind of internalize and appreciate it before they start doing a festival run and maybe even a tour for it. So that's very exciting. Rex Orange County, I like his stuff. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really listened to it that much. What I've heard, I've enjoyed. But ultimately, it's not necessarily a draw for me. Let's see. Meghan the Stallion. So, Meghan the Stallion is not someone that I personally listen to. It's not really my kind of music, per se. I know that she's big with the kids, which makes me sound ancient. But Meghan the Stallion, I know some people are going to be excited for that. Big Bang, I am also not I think, is it K-pop? If someone in the chat wants to correct me. I don't know if it's K-pop or not. I think it is. But I know it's one of the biggest J or K-pop artists in the world right now, which is pretty cool for people that are into that. Again, for me, not a huge deal. Brockhampton, again, that would be a fun show. I'm not a big fan, but I like Brockhampton. Is the chat okay? People said 3 things, and then there hasn't been anything that I can see since. So if you guys are in the chat, okay, perfect. So okay, I just wanted to make sure the chat was okay. Let's keep going. Big Sean, I mean, unless he brings out some big names, I'm not really that excited for that. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, that is exciting. I know Drew, who's in the chat, is going to be excited for that. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is terrific. As you guys know, they are Australian psych rock. I don't even know if you can call them psych rock anymore. To be completely honest, they've transcended genre. They range from folky to thrash metal to pop. They're just brilliant at what they do. King Gizzard is a massive get for this festival and definitely something that I'm excited about. Madeon is awesome. I haven't heard the entire new record yet, but I love Madeon's music. I love the vibes, the energy. I'm a big fan of Porter Robinson, and I know the two of them usually have a lot of collabs in the past. That would be crazy if you brought out Porter and did Shelter, but we don't want to speculate too much. Charli XCX. I know that everyone loved her album last year. I didn't listen to it, but I should have. I like pop music. I have not listened to. Guys, stop spoiling in the chat. I'm not there yet. Danny Elfman. All right, I'm getting there. All right. Let's see. I know people love Grizz. I'm not a big Grizz fan. I don't really care about that. Chicano Batman probably put on a good show. Daphne's a cool get. Which is funny because I saw the Coachella Twitter announced Caribou was playing, and Daphne and Caribou are the same artist, I think, right? Is that right? I think that's right. So back-to-back days. That's very sneaky, Dan. Hatsune Miku. Isn't that Japanese hologram girl cartoon? All right. Let's see. We got Rich Brian. That's kind of cool. Princess Nokia. I've seen her. She puts on a fun show. YBN Corday, which is another pretty awesome hip-hop artist that's new on the scene. Toki Monster, I love her. She's amazing. The Regrets are really, really good, kind of poppy, pop punk, and, you know, a little garagey at times. I've seen them. I saw them when they first started, which is great. Cashmere Cat would be a fun set. Nothing else on that really gets me. So Friday is pretty good. I mean, Rage, Run the Jewels, King Gizzard, that's enough to have a strong day. I mean, that alone, like, that's at least an $120 day worth of shows, like, that alone. So let's move on to Travis Scott's day. Now, Travis Scott is not an artist I like. If you guys watch this channel, you know I always say that Travis Scott is extremely overrated. I really can't get into him as a big hip-hop fan. Not my thing. So I would probably go to the Do Lab and see what is happening over there. For example, last time I went to Coachella, Drake was headlining, and I saw Drake's performance. And I like Drake, but that was a terrible performance. And I found out after the fact that Bonobo was playing a secret set at the Do Lab, and I love Bonobo. And I still have not seen Bonobo. So that was hugely disappointing for me. But you know what? I won't make that mistake again. So Flume is playing. That's obviously a big get. Flume is fun. Tom York. But it says Tomorrow's Modern Boxes next to his name. Now, I sincerely hope that means that it's just like the band he's playing with. Does anyone know if his new album, Anima, is considered to be under the Tomorrow's Modern Boxes moniker? If anyone can post under the chat, that would be great if you want to do a little Googling quick. Because Anima was, as you guys saw, one of my top 10 albums of 2019. It was unbelievable. And if he performs most of that, that's a huge get. If he performs Tomorrow's Modern Boxes, the album, that's a big disappointment because I think that album is very average. Disclosure, I know people love them. I'm not a big fan. 21 Savage, I like one song. I may stand in the back. DaBaby, I know DaBaby's like the thing right now, but I think I'm a little too old to fully appreciate. But I saw his SNL performance, and he was awesome. So I think that would be a fun show to kind of sit back and let the hype beasts do their thing in the front and just kind of take it in the back. Danny Elfman. That's really exciting. I know that I think last year or 2 years ago, Hans Zimmer played Coachella, which everyone was like, what? And I heard it was an incredible set. So I think Danny Elfman's trying to kind of follow in those footsteps. He has composed just an enormous amount of music over the years. That would be cool if he sprinkled in some a little Dead Man's Party, a little Oingo Boingo in there, but you never know. Let's keep going for names that I care about. Caribou is huge. Caribou's releasing a new album this year. I love Caribou. I've seen Caribou live once. I think it was at Coachella last time I was there for the Your Love tour, and it was terrific. I know people love Joji. Jai Wolf, people love. Jai Wolf's actually a pretty big name. That's actually a pretty big get. As far as I know, Jai Wolf hasn't performed a Jai Wolf set. Wait, am I thinking of... did I just confuse Jai Paul and Jai Wolf? Am I losing? Am I the worst now? Hold on. Yep, I just confused Jai Paul and Jai Wolf. Everyone just please end me. Just finish me off. Fatality. I don't know Jai Wolf. I'm just a big dum-dum who should not be allowed to live. All right, so let's keep going on this list. I don't know who Jai Wolf is. Tchami. What is the meme with Tchami? Tchami. Everyone's talking about Tchami. I'm assuming it's an electronic artist. That's why I don't know about it. And by electronic, I mean EDM because I love ambient and down-tempo music. Unfamiliar. Oh! Rae Jepsen's performing. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. I love Rae Jepsen. I think Emotion is maybe the most perfect pop album of the 2000s. I think that she is an absolute gem, and seeing her would be terrific. DJ Koze is also playing, which is wonderful. DJ Koze, Knock Knock, is one of my favorite albums in recent years. I think he would put on a really fun set. Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a really good set. If you guys listen to Bandana, I'm sure you know that they're fantastic together. Bad Bad Not Good is always fun. I've seen them a couple times. Those guys know how to jazz for sure. Mika, is that the Mika that did Grace Kelly? I remember listening to that in high school, and I really enjoyed it. I would totally go to that set. That would be a lot of fun. Very nostalgic for me. Whoa, that name is way too small. Okay, first of all, I'm glossing past Snail Mail, which I would love to see. I really enjoy Snail Mail, but it's right next to Kruder and Dorfmeister. Do you guys know who Kruder and Dorfmeister are? I mean, the K&D Sessions is one of my favorite records I own. It's a 5-disc set. Some of the best kind of like down-tempo dubby stuff that exists, and I would love to catch a K&D set. This is getting better as I go on. At first, like I said, I haven't actually looked through the whole list yet, so I'm very exciting. It's very exciting for me to see these as it goes on. Ways Blood, I know a lot of people loved her last album. I didn't love it, but I know I'm in the minority there. 100 Gex is playing, which is funny. I know that that's like a meme band that everyone loves now. I like it. I'd maybe see it live just to hear if it sounded good live, but let's see what else do we got. Nothing else on that day for me, but that's a pretty stacked day. I mean, for me, going back through Saturday, you got Flume, Tom York, Danny Elfman, Caribou, Carly Rae Jepsen, Carly Rae Jepsen, DJ Koze, Freddie Gibbs Madlib, Bad Bad Not Good, Mika, Kruder and Dorfmeister. Yeah, that's like a crazy day. Like, I'm 30 years old. I don't have the energy to do that for a full day, but I will if I go. Again, not confirmed that I'm going, but this so far is promising. So the final day, and the arguably tied for the best headliner, is Mr. Frank Ocean. Now, I have had the absolute pleasure of seeing Frank Ocean perform once. It was at FYF a few years ago. He played a lot off Blonde and one song off Channel Orange. Channel Orange is my favorite thing he's ever done. So I was a little bummed to not get those songs. I'm hoping that now that this is either pre-new album or post-Blonde cycle, that if I saw him live, if he showed up, because he tends to cancel, if I saw him live, that he would play some Channel Orange stuff, maybe even dig into some Nostalgia Ultra early stuff. I don't know. All I know is that Frank Ocean's a huge headliner get, and probably one of the most exciting people on this list. Worth the price of admission almost alone. So that's exciting. Followed up by Lana Del Rey, who had an album in my top 10 as well last year. Lana's new album was amazing, and I've never seen her live, and this is a great opportunity to do so. Lil Uzi Vert, I'm not a fan of. I think it's just a generation past me. But I know some people are going to get hyped for that, but that just means they'll be at that stage, and I can go to whoever's playing across. Danielle, I can't talk tonight, I'm sorry. Daniel Caesar is probably fantastic live. FKA Twigs, I'm not a big fan of, personally. I feel like the chat just keeps freezing. Fatboy Slim, that's a pretty cool get. That's a huge throwback, and I feel like that set would be really fun. Lil Nas X, I mean, that's going to be pretty incredible too. I mean, there's just the magnitude of Old Town Road. I feel like I have to just see that song live. Muramasa's pretty cool. Duck Sauce, all I know is Barbra Streisand. I wouldn't even go to see that. But then they hit you with some Denzel Curry and JID right back to back on the lineup. And both those artists are two hip hop artists I love. So that's very exciting. Let's see what else. The next line, nothing really excites me. No Name is playing. I like No Name, even though she's being a little aggressive on Twitter these days. I love her music, so I would definitely see her. Even though she wouldn't want me to. And I think, Alton Gun. Alton Gun is playing. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think it's, I believe it's Turkish psych rock. Really, really good. I really enjoy their music, and I would love to see them live. And this is just another name to kind of pepper onto the already amazing lineup. I gotta say, I'm now scanning the rest of it, and that's pretty much it. I don't think I'm missing anything crazy, but I gotta say, this lineup isn't it's not the most stacked Coachella lineup I've ever seen, but I feel like where I'm at in my life right now, this Coachella lineup makes sense. I feel like I could justify it financially based on how many artists I do want to see. And I like that it's not the lineup where I necessarily have to get there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and stay for 10 hours. It's the kind of thing that I can go, even if I get there early, maybe I could just go and have lunch and relax, have a drink with some friends, and then start seeing music around 3 or 4 or even 5. Or at least start seeing music intensely where I try to get into the crowds later in the day around, 7, 6, 7. So I like that it's kind of front-loaded for the big names and there aren't as many tiny names that I want to see because that gets exhausting. Honest to God, you go to a festival and you want to see bands, you want to see 10 bands in a day. By the time you see the bands you really care about, you're so hot, you're so tired, you're so dehydrated, it's never really worth it. But I will say that this is a great lineup. I was hoping, obviously, for Daft Punk. We all hope for Daft Punk every year. It's never going to happen again. But I was actually hoping for My Chemical Romance because My Chemical Romance is also affiliated with Golden Voice these days. They put on the show at the Shrine with them. And that would have been probably the clincher because Rage and My Chem as reunions, that would have been like the thing for me. But honestly, Frank, Rage, Lana, Run the Jewels, Tom York, these are names that are really big and exciting to see, and then smaller ones like Kruder and Dorfmeister and Caribou and King Gizzard are just adding so much value. So I'm really excited. I have to think about it. I think what I'm going to do is wait to see the other lineups that come out because in the next 2-3 months we're going to start seeing Bottle Rock, and we're going to see Bonnaroo, and we're going to see all of those other festivals that have competing lineups, and maybe there'll be something better than Coachella. But I don't know. I mean, this is pretty solid. I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. So thank you guys for letting me walk through this. If you guys have any questions about festivals or Coachella in general, drop a comment below, and I will be happy to answer them when this video goes live directly after this stream ends. But thank you for sticking around and hearing my thoughts of the set list. And if I go to Coachella, I'll let you guys know. And I hope some of you guys go too. And if you do, we can all meet up and rage to some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. All right, guys, have a good night. I think I have another video coming out tomorrow, so stick around and have a wonderful rest of your evening.